Hello, welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. Today we have a brass watch on the channel from PONTVS, or PONTVS, and it's based on a Greek mythological creature. And here's the wooden box it comes in. It's a pretty cool box, as you can see. And yeah, this opens up, and inside you get a little roll in here, which the watch goes on, and that's pretty much it. So let's get into the actual watch. So here's the PONTVS Hydra in the flesh, as you can see. You might be able to tell it is a brass watch, which is pretty cool. Now this is actually the first brass watch I've owned and taken a look at today. Now previously I did review a bronze watch, which was from Zelos, but this is a brass watch. And it's quite a nice looking watch here. It's obviously a diving watch. It's 200 meters, water resistant. Now in terms of some basic specifications on the Hydra, it is a limited edition of 150 pieces, so once they sell out, there will be no more of them. They are only $250 US, so it's a pretty affordable price point, pretty attainable for most people. Now, in terms of the actual case size, it's 43 millimeters, which is nice to see, as some of their older watches were a bit larger. But 43 looks nice on this watch. It fits well on the wrist. I think 43 is good. It does wear a bit smaller, I would say, though. Now, in terms of the actual lug-to-lug distance, we're looking at 50 millimeters, which is really not that big for a 43 millimeter case, hence why it wears a bit smaller on the wrist, which I really do like. Now, we have a black texture dial. You can really see it right now. Some nice black texture on there with applied markers, which are completely lumed, as well as this pip over at 12. So this whole case is comprised of brass. Now, the type of brass they use, it's actually naval grade blasted brass with a 70% Cu. The markers, the hands, and the seconds hand is also made of brass, which is pretty cool. I like that they did that. Everything matches, as you can see the color right there. Brass, brass. I think that's a good thing that they did that. Now the crown, you might wonder, well, the crown is actually in stainless steel. It's a bit oversized, I would say, but it kind of gives it a more nautical look or diving look, I would say, kind of like a gauge or something. I like that they did that. And as you can see on the crown here, it is signed with the logo, and this is lumed as well, which is pretty cool. I believe I've seen that on the Zelos watch as well, the lumed crown, which is pretty cool. Now we do get a rotating bezel, which does line up to the 12 o'clock position nicely, so that's good to see. Some really nice grip on here, as you can see, deep grooves over here to rotate this bezel, so you should have no problem rotating the bezel. Now it is 120 clicks. And it is pretty tool-like, I should say. It's pretty sturdy, very minimal backplay, very solid clicks. I do like the bezel action. And there she goes, perfectly lined up to the 12 o'clock position. Now we do have lume on the hands, the tip of the arrow-pointed seconds hand as well. The case is pretty much the same all around, besides the caseback, which is a steel caseback. I'll show you that in a second. And yeah, one thing you might want to take notice of is these are actual real screws, which are holding in this Zulu style brass strap here in a black nylon. So you will have to unscrew this and pull out the bars, and then you can change the straps. So it's definitely very secure. Your strap's really not going to come loose. These are screwed in pretty nicely there. Now inside of this watch, we are using the Seiko NH35 movement, a pretty common Seiko in-house movement. About 40 hours of power reserve, hand winding, hackable. And I believe about 24 joules. It's a pretty common movement. It's very reliable. This one's gaining plus 5 seconds a day, which is good in my book. An actual function of the crown, you do get some really good grip, and that's an advantage of having this larger size stainless steel crown. You get a really nice grip on it, especially when winding. And then we get a second position, which is just a rogue date. Then your third position is your hacking position. I do like the fonts that they used. The Hydra, I like the style of the font of the PONTVS too. I feel it goes along with the whole theme of this brass watch. Everything looks in place. Not a very cluttered dial, very clean, easy to read dial. Let me screw this back in. Perfect. Now heading to the strap. Well, it does come with a leather strap as well, but the leather strap, I'm told by one of the owners, Fernando, that was kind of given as a freebie, and it was meant to come on this strap. This is a Zulu strap with brass hardware to match the case, of course, which is a pretty sturdy strap. You get two over here, 1, 2, and then your buckle. It's a pretty good quality. As you can see, there's a lot of holes here. It's going to fit pretty much any wrist size. It is long enough. And I'm going to go ahead and take this off to show the case back. There's a nice little picture on the case back. Case back is made of steel because we don't want that brass directly on your wrist. Let me just take this off here. And there we go. As you can see, it is steel. It is screwed down. We get that nice little logo. This is number 50 of 100. It does state automatic and H35A, which is the movement I just talked about, 200 meters. And it's quite smooth on the hands. As you can see, there is the bar exposed, which you can remove to change the strap there. And if I did not mention, we do have a 24mm lug width here. Right now, I want to show you exactly what the Lume looks like. And the Lume is right below these applied markers on this nice genuine sapphire crystals anti-reflective coating, if you haven't noticed that already. You do get some nice little blue hues there, which looks pretty good along with the brass color. I do like that. But right now, I want to show you what the Lume is all about on the PONTVS Hydra. So as you can see, we get Swiss C1 Superluminova. And it glows green in color. It's on all the applied brass markers, the hands, as well as 0 through 15 on the bezel, as you can see right here. And it's not perfectly dark in here. Well, now it looks kind of perfectly dark, but you can tell it is a pretty good Lume, and it does last quite a long time. I think it's perfect for this watch. It keeps in tune with the whole theme of the watch. The green and the color of the brass, they flow together well. Here's the watch on my 6.5-inch wrist. So we have 50mm with a wingspan and 43 in diameter. And like I was saying earlier, it fits my wrist just perfectly across. So a real nice fit for a 43mm watch here. Feels sturdy on the wrist, definitely feels durable, robust, and pretty tough. There's the back side of the strap. It is a comfortable one. I do like this one. And I did like that they kept it at 24mm. I think it fits the size of the case. It kind of pops the top of the case, as you can see. Just kind of gives it, a larger impression on the top. Which looks nice with the 24mm strap there. Now there is another strap option which it does come on, which is the 24mm leather strap, which is a nice quality strap, I must say. But I do prefer the Zulu strap, I must say, as well. And it is in brass as well. I believe these are from the previous models, and they kind of threw these in just to give you a little bit more value for your money. I mean, at $250, I think you're already getting a pretty decent value with this watch. NH35 sapphire crystal. A great built brass case. So brass watches are not easy to find, as well as bronze watches. They're not cheap either. So this is definitely probably one of the best affordable brass watches you will find on the market. And there is a few different dial variations if you want to check them out. I did drop a link in the description below. A few different colors you can pick from. I personally like the black one the best. I think it looks really nice with that air coating and that blue. So you can see there. So yeah, all around a very positive review. I do like this watch a lot. I think it has a lot to offer for the money. I want to know what you guys think in the comments section below. What do you think about the PONTVS Hydra? What do you think about it? Let me know. Definitely subscribe, share with your friends, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye.